I've been experiencing dysfunction with the Hohem M7 Gimbal, and they wanted me to send a video of the Hohem from the balancing to its positioning. As you can see, this is the Hohem M7. I'm going to turn the gimbal on without the phone attached. Now I'm going to turn the gimbal back off. This gimbal went into standby mode. I'm going to line the gimbal up for use. Okay, and the gimbal would usually go like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to set a phone inside of the gimbal. I already have the settings set for the phone, in which it often has the measurement in the inside. Okay, and here I'm going to add a phone inside of the gimbal. Push the phone all the way down. You can see the phone setup, camera position up, and it usually would react like this. Okay, now for the weight of the gimbal, of the phone, it has to be even. Okay, so here we can see that it does have somewhat of a lean, which means that it has to be positioned more in order for it to straighten out. And we do it a few times to make sure that we're correct on it being imbalanced. We'll go here and we will, since it's going this way, that means we have to go in the opposite direction to make this side lighter. And I'm going to do that just by a millimeter. Okay, and as you can see, it's even. Okay, and one thing that we must check is that we must have the gimbal unlocked. That's unlocked. This is unlocked, because if you go this way, it's locked. And this would be unlocked, okay? And here's another wheel to unlock. Here, it's locked. There, it's unlocked. Okay, now, we're gonna turn this around the way it's supposed to really set. And we have the screen facing us. And it's back unbalanced. It's balanced, okay? So now we're going to turn it on using the side button. Okay, now, if we look at this, it says that it's imbalanced. We'll click that. And as we can see, the roll mechanism is not lining up all the way, okay? And so now we're gonna send this, tilt it all the way back up, okay? This is how the gimbal would function. As you can see, it's unaligned again. But you can, as you notice, it does not go left and right at all. I'm hitting the left and right, and it's not moving left or right. In fact, the left or right seems to be making it go on a tilt. Okay. So the left or right is making it tilt. And I already have a tilt with up and down. Okay. You can see the functions. We look at this. This is the balance again. Okay. Let's look at some other functions because we don't need any excuses here. It's set into custom mode. Okay. Let's put it here. Okay. Let's see what happens here. It's still no sideways. It's still moving on a tilt when we do this. What about here? Still no sideways. What about here? Still no sideways. Sideways is going up and down. Okay, so from there, we see that it's not functioning here. Okay. Okay, it's not functioning. Okay, so let's try a hard reset. Okay, they say you hold the trigger and hold the power button. Okay, now, and let's turn it back on. See what happens. Okay, we can see it's lined up. Maybe something with a motor or something of that such, but it is lined up. I don't know why that extra tilt goes in. Okay, we already lined it up. So there would be no need to keep lining it up. Okay, now here it's still showing it's uneven. The yellow is still there. And we are still not going sideways. Sideways is still moving up or down in a slow motion. Okay, this is the way the gimbal is really supposed to set. But we cannot move the gimbal side to side to make it go this way and that way. Okay, so now let's move the gimbal up, and this would actually be unaligned. But now let's say this would help you line it up in a sense. If we move this way, we know that's the wrong way, okay? But when we have the gimbal setting this way, this is the correct way, which lines it up. Now, if we move this way and put it in that line of position, what we get is this. We get that little clicking right there. When it gets set in that position, it'll start shaking. There it is. It'll get the roll into that green position. It does not want to hold that position, and it does that. That's that kicking you hear. You can see it. All right? That's what you get when it tries to line up into the green. Now, there it goes. It goes crazy. Okay. Now, let's turn it off. Okay. Now, I'm going to turn this back on again. This time, we are going, we forgot we have to, we're going to start it like this again. And this would usually be the line-up side. No, we don't want to cash app anybody. Okay. Let's turn it back off. Okay. Here, all lined up. Let's see what happens. And this is because it's in that lined up mode. It does not want to stay there. It goes crazy at that point. There's the shaking. It has to be, the roll has to be imbalanced in that yellow, like maybe some teeth or something is missing, even on this side. So it's doing it even on that side. We cannot seem to get this side to level. Even from this side, you still can see where when it levels out in the roll, it gives you that. And it's actually making that piece spin. It's like something's missing there. Okay, so I'm gonna hit that twice. Normally when you hit the, okay, let's try something.